Just a quick video showing you how I made the cover for my Steampunk Journal. This is an old calendar, just the base, and I cut out the weird little wobbly bit in the middle that I didn't need, that used to be the stand. Got a piece of children's foam and cut it into squares and rectangles. And I'm going to lay them out on top of my old calendar cardboard. You can use any card that you've got, packaging, old book covers, whatever you've got lying around. And I'm just going to make a random pattern. It's a bit like doing a jigsaw, but with no picture to follow. And I'm going to do the same on the other side and then paint them all black, both sides. At the moment I'm covering up them holes, but I decide I don't want to. So there we go, all covered in black. And now I'm going to decide how I'm going to do my front cover. So I've got a piece of Jovis kit, one of the big tags. I've also used an old card that I have cut out on my die cut machine and then embossed. And I'm playing around with all my shapes that I've done, trying to figure out which one I like the best. I do like this little metal frame, but I want it bigger. I want to make a statement on the front. And I'm actually still thinking about putting this on, so let me know what you think. So my next step is to draw around my die cut, because I'm adding rivets and I don't want to add them where my die cut's going to go, because if I do, then I won't be able to stick this down. So that was the plan. And I'm also going to put rivets on the back as well. And I also end up putting like cogs and wheels and things. So you should be able to just make out where I've drawn my shape. And I'm going to use these little, they're like half beads. And I'm going to glue them down as if they're rivets. So I've got some gem glue, and you can see by this how long this process took me. So I'm just going to do these across the top, just put in a little drop of the glue, and then what I'm doing is I rub my fingers together to make them a bit static so that I can pick up the half bead and just put it on top of the glue. I tried tweezers at one point, but they were just pinging everywhere, and I found this worked quite well. See, just rub your finger and your thumb together and it just makes a bit of static so you can pick them up. So you can see that this is quite a labour intensive job, but the end result just looks amazing. If you've already seen the cover, you'll know what I mean. So I had a little battle with the glue, but then just continued. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around the outside and up to the frame in the centre. This is real time. I should have put them further apart, I think. And repeat. It was quite relaxing doing this, to be honest. Okay, there we go. A little while later, you can see why I drew around my die cut. Because obviously, if those rivets had been underneath, then that would not have stuck. So I'm just going to play around with the composition on the front and decide what pieces I want to put on there. And I decided to keep it quite simple, but I was definitely adding this metal bracelet. The colours were just perfect. I'd embossed all my card with gold and copper and bronze, so the bracelet just picked up all of those. Yeah, some things just didn't make the cut, But, you know, you have to try all sorts before you decide. So my next step is to glue it all down. My first thought was tacky glue, but then I've changed my mind and I'm going to use a 3-in-1 because I'm sticking it down to foam and I weren't quite sure. So just cover the hole at the top of the tag with some more of the little embellishments. I decided just to put the 1 cog wheel on the front. And then I'm going to grab some different glue. I'm going to use super glue. I haven't got any of the E6000 and I think this will do the trick just as well. So I'm going to use it on the metal pieces like the butterfly and my bracelet. I'm pretty sure this is not going to come off. Super glue is amazing. Once it's gone off, that's it. And the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that I have actually glued this on upside down. Yep, we all do it. So I finally do this, put it all together, and then realise that my holes are on the wrong side. So I do have to peel this off. Luckily I realised before the glue sets completely. So no drama. There we go. And there's the back. And as you can see, I've done exactly the same. I've made like cogs and wheels, put on my anchor, and I've done some gold and copper rubbing on top of all the little beads. And also I've made the spine. I've covered it with embossed paper and then painted it and added some gold and bronze paint. So here is the start of the journal, and this will eventually go onto here and create a hidden spine. So I'm just drawing a line 1/4 of an inch or so in from the side and measuring 1 inch apart all the way down. And this is for the grommet eyelets. Eyelets, that's what they're called. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Try your best to make them level with each other. It will sort of make it look much nicer. The next thing you have to do is make some holes in your spine, ready to lace it up. And just using my copper dial, I've measured in the 1/4 of an inch so I can be on my line all the way down. And just go on all of your marks and your holes should be 1 inch apart. There we go. So just attach this back together. I used the 3-in-1 again. And then I put my eyelets all the way in on both sides of my spine. So this is my gold thread that I've used to lace up the journal. And I'm going from the bottom up to the top so that I can dangle some stuff on if I want to. So because I've got a lot of holes on the outside, I just have to be careful when I'm lacing it up that I'm getting the right little hole. Yep, making sure it's the right way up. Good girl. So come up from the bottom, all the way up. And as you can see, I've speeded this up. I didn't really go this fast. Of course, if you're using a book or a piece of card and you haven't got the little holes like I did, obviously you'd have to make the same holes on the front and back cover and then add your eyelets the same as you did in the spine. I hope you've enjoyed this little short video. I didn't want to make it massively long, but I hope that it's explained how I did my cover. If you haven't seen the flip through of the completed journal, I'll leave the link up next and go check it out. And if you love it, it will be for sale in my Etsy shop. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you got some inspiration from this, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.